The physical exercise and kind of diet situation at Army basic training. My reflections when I went to Fort Jackson in January 2025. Not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna get absolutely shredded at basic training because I was like, we're gonna be moving and exercising all the time, and they control when you eat, and I'm just like, I'm gonna become an absolute unit. Spoiler alert, after like 18 to 20 weeks, I probably gained like 3 pounds. And here's why. Because like yes, you are exercising a lot, but like you can absolutely overeat at the dining facility. They control when you eat, but like you can absolutely just have 1,500 calories every time you go to the DFAC, which is kind of what I was doing, especially at breakfast when I was getting like French toast. I was putting like peanut butter on everything. So you can absolutely eat so much. The hot food is portion controlled, but everything else, that's on you. You got to watch how much you're eating. And yes, there is a lot of exercise, but maybe not as much as you might think. PT in the morning, and sometimes that's about it for the whole day. And then you get smoked and there's all that. But it's all body weight calisthenics kind of exercises. So push-ups, sit-ups, anything that you can do on the floor with your own body weight. So why that's kind of important to someone like me who was going to the gym, 2, 3, 4 times a week doing my strength training routine. I and others, just talking anecdotally, noticed like we're kind of making like or losing some strength gains because we're not able to like maintain that strength training schedule that we have. Because the more accurate picture of what's happening, I would say it's like regression toward the mean, right? So if you're like a real high speed, you got your gym routine, you're doing your barbell squats, your barbell bench press, and all that kind of stuff, you would probably actually see some decline. You're probably going to go down a couple notches because you're moving toward the standardized style training of basic training, which is calisthenic, which is all floor-based, high repetition body weight exercises. And on the flip side, if you're someone who's not in shape, you'd probably notice the most improvement because now you're going from doing nothing to doing something, and that's when you see the most progress. So I think all the low performers would see an improvement toward that high level, toward the mean. And then if you're real high speed, doing all your strength training, you might actually notice some decline just because you're not able to maintain that schedule. But what I would recommend to anyone, whether you go to the gym a lot already or not, is just get good at doing anything on the floor. Front leaning rest is probably where you're going to spend most of your time, and that is important because just because you do like a lot of like chest exercises, which strengthens your chest, that doesn't always translate to being able to do a lot of push-ups because you don't condition your joints, right? You got to work on improving your joint strength. Other things just to kind of be cognizant about for rucks. Definitely make some attempt to get good at doing like a walk with like a weighted backpack or something, just because your body is not going to be ready to handle all that extra weight, 20, 30, 40 pounds of extra load on your back. Now you're, instead of weighing, I weigh 185 pounds. Now I weigh that plus 40 pounds. And if your lower extremities aren't ready for that, that's going to cause some problems. And it does. You'll see after the first ruck march, probably, 6 of your battle buddies are going to end up on crutches just because they have issues there where their bones or whatever joints aren't, they just out of nowhere have 40 extra pounds that they're walking 6 miles on. So definitely make some attempt to like bolster your lower extremities to handle some extra weight. It's all about the joints. Everyone goes to the gym and they do all their muscle strength training, but in Army basic training, that style is all about joints and all the other things that you might not think about. So that's what I would recommend: push-ups, sit-ups, extra weight. For running, we did, at some 30-60s a couple times. It wasn't a huge point for us, but that all depends on where you end up. If your company styles like, hey, we're going to be doing a lot of running, just be somewhat in shape. Able to do like an 8-minute mile, I think is kind of a good all around point to aim for the AFT. There is a 2-mile run, but other than that, it's body weight exercises.